is not always bold. Sometimes it feels terrifying. Sometimes courage feels like your heart rising while you decide whether to speak or stay silent. When I learned about Claudia Colvin's story, one thing stayed with me. She was only 15 years old. She wasn't protected, she wasn't celebrated, she didn't know history would remember her. She only knew that what was happening was wrong, and she chose not to move. As a Latina, I was taught to be careful, to be respectful, and to not attract attention, because attention can be dangerous. Claudia Colvin's story reminds me that courage doesn't wait for safety. It shows us that using your voice means risking everything, especially when the world wants you to stay quiet. Her bravery feels personal because in my community, fear still shapes our lives.
For a long time, I believed silence was about protection. When I first learned about the SNCC student sit-ins, I finally understood what courage without noise looks like. Those students didn't shout, they didn't respond to insults. They stayed seated while people try to break them. That kind of strength matters to me because in the Latino community today, fear lives in our homes. Some families avoid speaking up. Some parents even remind their kids, no te metas en problemas, not because they don't care, but because they're afraid. Afraid of attention, afraid of authority, afraid of being taken away. Joss Bones in a cappella once said, no soy un criminal, solo vine buscando una vida mejor para mis hijos. Those words carry pain, they carry love, they carry fear, and they remind us that silence is often forced, not chosen. Black student activists understood this. They knew staying quiet would not protect them. Still, they spoke, they sought, and they stood their ground. Their courage challenges us to ask a difficult question. If fear controls our voices, what future are we protecting?
In Vietnamese culture, harmony is very important. From the very young age, I was taught not to stand out, not to create conflict. Then I learned about the Little Rock Night story. They were just students walking into the school where they were not wanted. Every step that they took was an act of courage. They didn't do it just because they wanted a welcoming environment from all the students, but they did it because that was the education that they had always deserved. This story changed how I perceive my own voice. Today, we may not face the same dangers, the same discrimination, or the same difficulties like how they faced before. But courage is still required, particularly in this generation. It takes courage to speak up when something feels wrong. It takes courage to protect someone being targeted. And it takes courage to believe that our voices matter. And this story reminds us that every progress, even a little one, has always depended on the young people who never refused to disappear.
Today, Black history teaches us this. You don't need permission to lead. You don't need safety to speak. You don't need power to matter. You just need courage. Our cultures come from different places, but our stories are connected. Our voices carry fear, but also strength. And staying silent has never been the answer. Not then and not now. Nuestra voz no conoce fronteras y hoy elegimos hacer uso de ella.
Tiếng nói của chúng ta vượt qua mọi ranh giới và chúng ta sẽ lên tiếng.
And this is our Aldine Black history beyond the classroom.